are you? How are you going? What's up? How was your day? Okay, today we are gonna to use NumPy and do some practical. Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay, I hope so. You are seeing my screen now. Let's go ahead. But here we have we import NumPy as NP. We define array. The first thing to do is to create array. First, let's learn how to mutually input value in now the array. This typically isn't how programs work normally. We create array by loading them an external source like a data file. To create an array by hand, you can cover a list into a NumPy array. The list must contain items the sample type, example the float. Run this cell to see an example. Okay, let's go ahead. If I simulate, here is a list of array, but the content is we have a 1, 2, 3. This list contain 3 elements. Let us run it and see what happened. Execute it and we get the element. Let's jump and go there. But here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4 elements in this list. Let us run in. Okay, but we can call in here and we get these 4 elements. But if I'm trying to multiply the content of this list by 2, let us run it and we get any element of this list multiplied by 2. Okay, but if I want to evaluate the power of this list, let us run in this cell just to run in this cell. How happened with my just running this cell? When I execute, I get it. Okay, the first element is yes. Okay, and here I run it and I get this one, but the first element is 1. 1 multiplied by 1 is 1, but 2 multiplied by 2, but 2 multiplied by 2 equal 4. 3 square 3 equal 9. Okay, if I add 1 at the recent list called my array, just to execute and get this one. Here here I got this, the content of this list. But if I call this list, if I call this new list node, I call it. If I add my array plus another, but another is this list, and I know my rate. My rate is where my rate is this list. I want just to add this list, and this one is here. Let us execute it. What happened? What happened? The name. Okay. So I don't run this one. Just to run and go there and run. Okay, great. Let's go. Yet another, but if I call this like that, just to execute. If I want to add, to summarize these two lists, just to do that, but I need to assume me that this list and this list has a same content of list. For example, maybe it's difficult to it's not possible to add integer and string, or integer and float. Integer and string, for example, it's impossible. Just to verify if the type of any list, before to age two lists, you need to verify that the content of any list has a same nature. Okay, but look this list, this area list, but here is the string. Okay, string, here is the string. Execute. But if I want to print it, it's like that. This is the string. But here is the string. Here is the string, the area string. Okay, here is the name of this list. But if I want to multiply this list by 2, let us multiply. But is it possible to multiply the string by 2? Let us execute. Not, I get error. I got error because it's not possible. Here is not a integer and a float. It's a string, the object. It's not possible to do this operation. Just go there and execute this list. Okay. Here's the content of yet another. The different elements which constitute this list are integer. Okay, you can summarize all the element of this. You can summarize all the element of the first list here, just to summarize. When I summarize, I got this one. Okay, here I can calculate the average of my weight, just to calculate the average 2.5. We can calculate the length of this list for the length of this list is 4. Just to go to my array. Yeah. Where is it? Yes, it's here. 1, 2, 3, 4. The length is 4. Okay. Okay, here we can calculate the shape, can evaluate the shape of this current list. It's here. Then this current list have just a 4 elements. That question 1.1, make array contain the number, but I need to write a function who calculate and who evaluate 0, 1, minus 1, p, and exponential. Okay. How to do that? I need to import math as ma. Okay. But I call this new function like that. Okay. And 0, 1, minus 1, p, ma. Okay. But I can put math function here to call this function and the function exponential. Okay, but if I print this function, I get it. I get exactly the value of p, exactly the value of exponential. That's the real value of exponential 1. Okay? But here, in this exercise, make an array containing the 5 string. Hello. Here's the first, second. The third is empty. Fourth, and the n is here. But I need to make an array content who evaluate this 5 string. Okay, just to do that. But I can call it hello world components numpy dash array. But here is this 5 string. The first one is that, the second one is here, the third one is the fourth one, and the last one is here. But if I print this list, I get it. Okay, great. Let's go ahead. But I define my new area like that, not to execute. But I got a matrix with 2 lines and 2 columns. Okay, and here, if I want to print x, if I got x for x in range 105. 1 here represents the start. Here is the end. Here is the step. Then I can imagine the first number. We expected the first number like 1, the second number like equal 1 plus 5, because 5 the steps, 1.5, 6. The third number should be y, but every time we can add 5. We can add 5 at the first number. Okay, up to 100. Then we need to exclude 100. Yes. Okay, let's run it. But here, the first is 1, the second is this one plus this one, because here's the start point, here's the end point, here's the steps. Okay, the steps. Okay, don't anytime I add just 5 to the first number, up to the number near to 100. Okay, let's go ahead. But here I have just to execute like that. But here I got a matrix with 2 components. 2 components, and any component has 2 strings. Okay, but 0. This function put 0 at any in the string. I put 0 in any column, any line of string. If I want to print the 5 content of NumPy, but I will get 005 time. Let us execute 00000. Okay, great. But for this function, NumPy.1 3 trees mean like 3 line and 2 columns. But the column should be okay. The diagonal of the matrix should be 1 1 1 1 1 1. But we have a matrix with 3 line and 2 columns, and with 1 in the diagonal. Let's execute it. Here we have a matrix with just 3 line and 2 columns. 3 and 2 column. But we have a one a month, the matrix. Okay, let's execute this one and get it. It's here, but here we have a matrix with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Normally it's a 10 line. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But you get a matrix with a 10 line and 10 column. Okay, you know the diagonal of this matrix is 1. Let's go ahead. Here we can this area start at 1 and count up by 2. Okay, and then stop before 6. Okay, numpy point array, but the first it start with 1 and the end is 6. But here is the steps that how is the index of the first number? The index of the first number is 0, and the 0 corresponds to 1. What is the value of the second number? The value of the second number is 1 plus 2 is 3. What is the value of the third number? The value of the third number is 1.2 is 5. Let us execute this one. Okay, we need to stop to 5. We begin 1 and we stop to 5 with a step of 2. Okay, let's go ahead. But here the first number for this list area is but you know this array doesn't contain 9, doesn't contain 9. Okay, that is great, because numpy dash arrange stop before the stop value is reached. Okay, we need to go to from 4 to 9, and the step here is 1. Then the first value of the content of the first index is 4. The second is 4.1. The third is 4.1.1. Let us execute and get it. Yes, 5.1, 5.1, 6.17.18. Okay, great. But for this question, use numpy point range to create a range with multiplier and null from 0 up to and excluded. But if I want to multiply this one, but I need to have all the multiplier of null. No, but how to do that? If I begin with 0 and I want to have, but if the step of null, I'm gonna add every time null. But it's easy to write like that. This list normally contain 10,000 value, but here the first we start with 0 and the end is 10,000, but the steps is 99. If I execute it, I get it. But let's go ahead. Here numpy point array, but I need to calculate the date between this first date. Here is the start date. Yes, the end date. Okay, the end. Let us execute it like that. Yes, we get it. Okay, great. Let's go ahead. But here we need to use the link space. Yes, the link space begin with start, end, and number. Okay, here's the ruler for using the link space. Let us go ahead. But if I if I begin with 0, that's the first number, the n, but we can calculate the link space between this number. But we know we begin with 0, the n is 5, and we get this number. This number shouldn't be a step like other example, not just to evaluate to generate eventually the space between this number. Let's go ahead and get it. But we can use the random arrays. You can also generate arrays of random numbers, but random generate random number from a normal, but mean 0 variant 1 distribution. But let's go ahead and apply all these three random function. Okay? NumPy random point hand. How we are going to get just this one. And when I execute with this function, I take this function for the same tuple, how to get it, just to execute and to get this one. But if I use the third function, here I use the principal function ici. Here is random. I'm trying to permute for making permutation. But how to execute? When I execute, I get it like that. Okay, great. Here is the permutation. But here I will. But let's work with the more interesting data set. The next cell creates an array, call it population month. That includes estimation world population in every year from naive 50 to who a present. The estimate come from US Census Office website. Okay, rather than type of data manually, we are loot them from the file on your computer, calling world population CSV. You will be learn how to do that later in this lab. But here I need to how to do that. I need to print to evaluate the content of this file. But I already download this file and I put it in my computer. If I open this CSV file, let's open. You can see the content of this CSV file. Here's the population, the name of the first. Here's the first line, population. Okay, here's the any population. Here's the population for the first year, Nali 15, Nali 50, Nali 51, Nali 52, Nali 53. Yes, great. Let's go back to my Jupyter notebook. Okay, how to do that? Just go in the folder, in the file when I put my Jupyter my CSV into just to copy this way like that and go back here and put it like that and put it how I do. But I want to print the population, but I want to print just but this file I have just one column, but this column is called population, but I want to print the content, the value of population. That's why I put population dash value. Let us execute it and I get it. Okay, here is the value of the first from Nali 50, nearly 50. Okay, here's the value of nearly 51, nearly 52, nearly 53, nearly 54, nearly 55, etc. Okay, if I want to print just this, just the first value, okay, if I want to print just the first value, I can do that. Okay, here we print just this first value, but with when we enter with the index 0, we print just the first value of the file Excel, which represent the data, the population of the nearly 50. Okay, if I want to print the population of nearly 62, I know nearly 62 is nearly 50 plus 12. Okay, plus 12. Okay, but okay, that's why I do that. But I want to print the population, total population of nearly 62. The population, the initial population. No, the initial is nearly 50. Point item 12, because nearly 62 is nearly 50 plus 12. Okay, let us go ahead and execute it. When I run it, I get it just when I count like that up to 12, I can get this number. If I want to print the number of population of 66 of 2015, you know 20 2015 is after 66 years. It's impossible, because when I count all this value, but I can stop just in 65. Okay, I can stop. Then if I print this value, maybe I can get, but but here is good because there are 65 value. You can get this one here, you can get this one, but we can, here is the last, that's the last number. How to move? We go like that, we go like that, we go like that. Here's the value of the first content, second content. The index of the first content is 0. The index in the second content is 1. The index of the third content is 3. Is 2. The index of the fourth content is 3. Okay. Here's the index of the value of the value of the last content, is 65. Okay, great. But if I want to print the population in 2016, how to get it? But it's after 66 years. But maybe I will get error because it's extra the content of this CSV. Let us execute it. I get error. It's normal. Okay, let's go ahead. But here is this list. Here's the first, the second, the third. The first index list. If I want to print item 3, normally I should be print, this is the 0, 1, 2, 3. Normally I am expected to get -2. Let us execute it. How to get -2? Okay, great. Let's go ahead. But yes, I can get the population of nearly 73. Nearly 78 is just 25 years after 23 years after nearly 15. Nearly 50. Okay. Yes. Okay, great. We can get it. But here I'm gonna evaluate the shape of A. I define it like that. It look like it is a matrix of here we have 1, 2, 3 elements per column, and all these elements is a float. Okay, let us execute it, and I get it. But we can get the type, 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, but if I want to evaluate the type of this of A, just to put this formula and execute it, here is the float, a float, the content is a float. Let's go here with this one, execute it. Here is the integer, here the integer, and here what we get here, I think that here is a boolean. Okay, let us execute. We get boolean. Okay, if we want to get this one, here's the object. Yes, the string. Yes. What else? You know, here we need to we need to apply the function as type. But here's the float. When I execute it, I get it this one. But there's no problem. There's no problem. But I can transform the integer to float easily with this function. Okay, great. But here we have a string. We have a string. Here we have a string. This list, the type of this list is the string. We need to transform this list to integer just to apply this function. And when I run it, I get the string. Okay, great. Let's go ahead. But in this list, we have a integer, we have a string, and we have a boolean. But we can print it easily. But it was very difficult to evaluate the value of one element of this list because it's a mix of integer, string, and boolean. For example, this one, if I want to, here we are, this list. Okay, great. The sum of is the integer. If I want to attribute, I want to put cat like a third position. Yes, the 0, 1, 2, third. Normally, if cat was the same type with the content of this list, we can change easily this. But normally, if a cat was a string and this one was a string, we can change easily. But now we have a string and we can put it here, or this number is a integer, but it's very impossible to do that. It's impossible to do that. We have to change if I have a same type. Okay, great. But we can reshaping now. But if I have a tuple from 1 to 13, I can arrange just to do that. But we don't print the last number. Okay, great. Don't print the last number. But I need to stop here